Hello, today we are going to take a look at the Shure Response SR4204 Professional Digital Mobile Radio. So let's get right on into it. First, you'll see the card telling you where you can find the user guide. There's the radio. The battery. The belt clip. This is the stubby antenna. And lastly, the charging cup and the power adapter for the charging cup. In order to put the radio together, we begin by taking the antenna and attaching it to the top, twisting it in a clockwise direction until it's tight. I want to make sure that it's snug but not overly tight. The next step would be to take the belt clip, and the battery and connect it. Simply push on the top and it slides into the back of the battery until it clicks. The last step is to take the radio, set the belt clip and battery attachment, and slide it into place until it clicks. In order to turn the radio on, you will twist the knob on the top in the clockwise direction. This also controls the volume, so you can turn the volume up and down. Once the radio boots up, I'll point out a couple of things. In order to change the channel on this radio, you would push the up arrow or down arrow to rotate through all of the channels. So up or down arrows will allow you to do that. In order to communicate and to transmit a message, the button here that's outlined with the blue top button is actually the push to talk button. You'd push this button in and then you would speak into the front of the radio. You can see that it's transmitting because the light on the top turns red. In order to stop transmitting, you release the button. Also on the side here, we have an orange button that has a bit of a flashlight logo on it. If you push this button once, you'll see that it turns the flashlight on. If you push that orange button a second time, it puts the flashlight into a flashing or distress mode. And then finally, if you push it a third time, it actually turns the light off. In order to listen to multiple channels, without having to switch the channels, you can push the center button here, which will put it in scan mode, and allow the radio to search through all of the channels until it hears a conversation. When it hears that conversation, it will pause on that channel so that you can listen to it, and it gives you up to 3 seconds to be able to push the push to talk button to be able to respond on that particular channel. If the radio is in scan mode and you push the push to talk button, it will transmit on whatever channel you were on prior to you entering into the scan mode. That's a pretty handy thing. In order to turn the scan mode off, you push the button on the side one more time and it will turn the scan system off. And you can see we're back here on channel D2, which is where we started. On the right side of the radio, there is a tab here that you'll pull down from the top, and this gives you access to the ports where you would connect a headset. In order to lock the keyboard to prevent you from accidentally changing the channel, you hold down the P2 key for 3 seconds and then it will lock the keypad. That prevents you from accidentally changing the channel or some other setting. In order to unlock the keypad, you simply hold the P2 key in for 3 to 4 seconds, and then it will say keypad unlocked. And now you have the ability to change the channel once again. When you select a channel that's in analog mode, one other feature of the radio, provided it is enabled, is that you have the ability to transmit DTMF tones. The way that you would transmit the DTMF tones on this radio, there's actually two ways. The first is you hit the pound sign, that's the bottom right hand button, and you can punch in the code that you want to transmit. And then once you punch that code in, you press the push to talk button, and it will transmit your 4-digit code, or 2-digit code, or 6-digit code, depending on what your system requires. Another way to transmit a code is to hold the push to talk button and then punch in the numbers while you're holding the push to talk button. Let me show you that. Holding in the push to talk button, back and forth, and then it transmits it as you do it, and then release the push to talk. So that's DTMF on this radio. Again, pushing the bottom right hand button allows you to key in a code and then push the push to talk. Or if you don't want to do it like that, you can simply hold in the push to talk button and key your code in. The next thing is the ability to recharge the radio. So in order to do this, you'll need to take the charging cup and the power supply, plug the power cord into the charging cup, and then the power adapter into the outlet. We recommend when you are charging the radio with the battery inserted, you want to turn the radio to the off position. In order to charge it, you simply slide it into the back of the charging cup. There are tabs that will hold it in place. There is a light on the front that when you have this plugged into electricity, it will turn red while it is charging, and then it will illuminate green when it's fully charged. One other thing is you do have the ability to remove the battery and charge it by itself. So if you had a spare battery, you would then be able to charge that as well. So the way that you remove the battery is there's a tab here on the bottom, and you're going to push that tab towards the front of the radio while you slide the battery to the bottom. And it slides out pretty easily, pretty simply. The battery can be installed with the belt clip attached right into the back of the charging cup, and there it would charge. In order to reinstall the battery, you simply place the battery on the back of the radio about 3/4 of the way up and slide it into place until it clicks. And so there you have it, the SR4204.